Let's begin, D. Hello, people. Jerry speaking. Welcome to TheCrazyBunch's web show, episode number 142. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 7 dev topics today. So let's do it right now to show it. So we got for us. Start with Mark Tully. Born, actually we have one more news report and some recaps. So let's do it right now to show it. So we got for us. Start with Mark Tully. Born Sir Senior William Mark Tully, KBE. He was a British journalist and the bureau-chief of BBC, New Delhi, something like that. He held for 20 years. He worked with the BBC for 4 years before resigning in July 1994. 7 of several awards, Tully authored 9 books. He was a member of the Ariel Club. He was born in Talgod, Chalia, Biopresidency, British India. Wow. Okay, that's a long title. The long name. But on October 24th, 1935, his father was a British businessman who was with a partner in one of the lead managing entities in the British Wise, something like that. Anyway. He spent his first decade of his childhood in India. Okay? Although he was not being allowed to socialize with Indian people, at the age of 4, he was sent to British boarding school in Darjeeling. Wow. Before going to England for further schooling for the age of 9. He was there he was educated at Talford School of Ashore, something like that. Bosworth College and the Trinity Hall, Cambridge, something like that, where he studied theology. After Cambridge, Tully intended to become a priest, something like that, in the Church of England. But Tom dominated the Walgett after just 2 terms at Lincoln Theology College. A minute later, that he was known as doubts that about trusting his, I'm not gonna say that's for you, to behave as a Christian priest. Wow. Journalism career began with this, okay? I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, okay? He joined the BBC in 1964, moved back to India in 1965 to work as the corporation's India correspondent, okay? He covered all the major incidents in South Asia during his tenure, ranging from Indo-Pakistan Conference, biogas tragedy, Orban Bush starring the assassination of Indira Gandhi and anti-Saudi riots, assassination of Indira Gandhi, to the domination of Bari Masjid, and he was expelled from India shortly after Indira declared a state emergency and began ruling by a decree in 1975. He retired a year and a half year later. Shortly before the installation of reform in the country, something like that. Anyway, in 1992, we're covering the degradation of bodily nitrogen, something like that, by every coalition's activists, like that. Some of the degradations confronted him, chatting death with Mark Tully. Oh my God, help me. But flying on their death race of the BBC, something like that. Tully was locked in the room until a local official and the Indo priest helped him leave. Several hours later, Jesus help me. He later admitted that the toleration was India's greatest setback to flourishing as an independent nation, something like that. He joined from the BBC in July 1994 after an argument with John Burt, then the then Director General. He accused Burt of running the corporation by fear and turned the BBC into a separate monolith with poor ratings and the discrimination staff. Wow, there was a staff for that. In 1994, he presented an episode of BBC's Great Railway Journeys, the gradually covered press, traveling the train across Patterson's as well as a as a well-known railway, as well as he also presented Steam's Indian Summer, an episode of World Steam Quad Success series produced by Nick Aurora. Since 1994, he's been working as a freelance journalist and broadcaster based in New Delhi. He is a regular presenter on the weekly BBC Radio 4 programming Something Understood, until the BBC announced its cessation in 2019. Suggesting the Borrower Initiative for Regulations Dialogue in October 2010. He spoke about how concerned would be some of that, the problem with religious population, some of that. Described his experiences and the fact that India should currently have been home to all the world's major religions. He said that I thought there are many ways to God. Anyway. See my God. Anyway. Pursue my birthday. Anyway. Move on. Next. Anyways. Tallest patron of the British branch of Child in Need India. CINIUK for short. But yeah. Tallest is equally well versed in India, in English, and Hyundai, some of that. He has contributed his heartfelt and prayers with experts to keep literature alive, and has been key speaker among 50 speakers at the second Carolina Literature Festival on May 17th, 2015. We explored the world of literature and nation building. His books goes like this. His first book on India, was Marjorie Miss Gandhi's Last Battle in 1985. His collaborated with his colleague at BBC Delhi, Sash Jacob. The book dealt with the events leading up to Operation Blue Star in its military actions carried out between June 1st and 8th, 1984, to remove the mental religious leader, General Singh Barzawali. Something like that. Sorry to pronounce the last name or but sorry about that. But and his followers and for the buildings in the Harmar Sabra Garden Temple complex in Punjab. Toy's next book is No Full Stops in India in 1988. A collection of journalist essays was published in the United States as a defeat of the congressman. The independent wrote this. Toy's profound noise and symphony and the rivals of Newfield and more bewildering and J mysteries and subcontinent. 2002 came Indian in slow motion, with collaboration with Julian Wright and published by Vicky. Reviewing the book in the author Michael Holland wrote the totally stating this. Few foreigners managed to get under the skin of the world's biggest guys when that the way he does when that. And fewer can write about it with the clarity and insight he brings to all this work. The imagery offered I'm not gonna say that word anyway. An adventure is novel featuring the main character with the strong similarities to Toy. Toy himself has stated that I am amazed that Rolly Books should publish such a thinly disguised rations from that. It allows the author to hide in a tower matter beyond the bomb. The book is clearly modified on my career, even down the name of my main character. That character's journalism is unmissable from that in its views on Hollywood, pronounce it sorry, and Hollywoodism from that. Deny any way to reflect by. I will disagree with them profoundly from that. Anyway, now his latest book, Home Country Tales of Once Upon a Time in the Heart of India in 2017, is a collection of short stories set in the rural North India. His personal life and death goes like this, okay? In 1960, he married Margaret, who had 4 children during the 60s. However, after 1981 in India, he lived with his girlfriend, Julian Wright. Toy also had an overseas citizenship in India card. He died in hospital in New Delhi today. He was 9 years old. His award honors before we go and move on to the next death topic, okay? Toya made an officer in the Order of the British Empire of 1985 and was awarded the Padai Shuri in 1992. He was 90 New Year's honors in 2002, receiving the NKBE. In 2005, he received the Padai Russian BAFTA in 1985 for lifelong achievement. My next step topic is going to be a very, very long story. And it has to do with somebody who killed offended by someone and in Nogoevit Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'm talking about Alex Purdy. Now, who is he, you may ask? Well, sadly, on yesterday, Alex Purdy, a 47-year-old American invasive care nurse, was shot and killed by United States Border Patrol agents in Minnesota. The occurred amid widespread protests against a federal immigration crackdown, followed by the January 7th fatal shooting of Renee Good. I'll talk more about Renee Good in another project, but also by federal officers. And it's sad, you know? But it's just heartbreaking, you know? Now, I'm not going to talk about anything else, but, video records the incident show Purdy filming law enforcement agents with his phone directing traffic. He was supposedly pepper sprayed and wrestled into the ground about 6 federal agents. Oh, Jesus, help me. Who then shot and killed him. Bystander video, verified reviewed by Reuters, appears to be showing an agent remove the gun from Purdy while on the ground. Then moving away from the cell phone in the moments before the shooting. He was allegedly licensed and carried a handgun, but available videos of the incident never show him all in the one. The reviewing video evidence like that, but Reuters and New York Times concluded that he was holding a cell phone, not a gun. In the moments before being tackled, and he fired less than 10 shots at him while he was on the ground. I'm not going to read the whole background or anything, but I'm going to read just his whole life. That's it. He was born, he was a 37-year-old American citizen, born in Illinois I'm not sure what year exactly, but I'm sorry, but he was a 2006 graduate at Preble High School in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He worked as a research scientist before attending the University of Minnesota, where he graduated in 2011 in order to become a registered nurse. At the time of his death, Purdy was a registered nurse last seen when he was as a care nurse at the United States Department of Veterans Affairs Hospital in Minneapolis, sorry. He was a member of the Federation of Government Employees, AFGE for short, a union for especially federal employees. According to officials, he was a lawful gun owner and had a Minnesota carry permit. Wow. Now, he has no serious criminal history at all. Court records searches traffic tickets. A neighbor interviewed by the New York Times said Purdy was not a violent person. And I agree with that. Thank you. Now, he was a president protest against the killing of Renee Good earlier on January 2026. His father told reporters that Purdy had acknowledged warnings from his parents to be careful while protesting. Now, I did not know what happened. It was, I screw up with I, so it's just not very pretty. So, I'm not going to say more songs in this one, but let's just move on. But, you know, ugh. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but Renee Good, yeah. I'm gonna talk about him. Yeah. I'll talk about him another time, but, you know. Anyway, move on to the next step topic. I'm sorry, but this is not my main personal time. But is the online Boy Rewind Federation, something like that. Now, Born Rewind, it was very embarrassing, something like that. She was a American actress and Robin, something like that. But I was a co-founder of Child Help and gathered in Politics 5 consecutive Nobel Peace Prize nominations from 2000 to 2005 for her humanitarian work. She was married to producer Don Ferguson. Wow, that was pretty intensive that day anyway. Live appeared on the black screen from 1956 to 1968. Thereafter, she devoted much of her time to photography from that. She played a starring role of Joyce Martin in the movie High School Hellcats in 1958 and played Harvey Logan, and I was a teenage werewolf in 1957. She was born on Your Running League Live on April 7th, 1945. She graduated in 1953 in Greendale High School, having obtained a special permit to attend there, rather than the otherwise assigned Hoover High School. After high school, she attended the Paradise Playhouse with that, where a performance in the production of Eugene O'Neill's birthday. Anyway, our awareness, attracted the attention of the agent. This led her the recurring part of the Dying Snow on 12 episodes of Robert Young's situation comedy Father's No Bass. She played a friend of Betty Harrison. And philosophy. His first film appearance was in The Rainmaker in 1956 and Snooky McGuire. In 1957, she cast in films and the uncredited part of Sally, Elvis Presley's Love You, and in Michael Warren's I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Anyway, with top billing drag strip Ryan in 1958, she and TV producer John Ferguson married in 1969, and she had a daughter. They have a daughter together, Dottie Ferguson. He has 7 children from 2 previous marriages, including actor Mike Minor. Okay. Now, after she married Ferguson, Lon left acting and considered time to fill trophies from that. In the 1950s, she entered American troops, stayed in Japan. Live actress Sarah Butner Amira from that, who met that when they were guest stars in the Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, launched International Orphans Incorporated, a charity that built and maintained 4 orphanages in Japan and 5 orphanages for that. In the hospital, in the school in Vietnam, Live and Amira from that later devoted their efforts to decide says nominations for net children in the United States and remain their group Child Help for that. The organization is based in Scottsdale, Arizona. The 2 were also involved in Operation Baby Lift for that, and the time the American military involving during the fall of Solidarity for that. From 1960 to 1961, Live co-starred as Sally Day on the NBC sitcom Happy. She and Ronnie Burns play owners in a motel in Southern California who was taking the time of talking baby, Happy. She have also appeared in various roles in 1956, 1958, in 11 episodes of The George Burns Crazy Allen Show. Her first television roles was on the featurette husband of millionaire as Elliot in the story of Jade Gazio. She appeared in 1956 as Mary Jo Clark in the episode Select Females on the CBS series The Adventures of Jim Bowie. In 1957, she played Gloria Bates in Hardy Boys serial The Very Mystery of Joe's Farm. The same year, she played Mary in the Coney Island Way in the ABC series Close Duos. In the same year, in 1958, she played Iris on Walt Lay's Isle, some of that, in the episode of The People's Choice. From 1959 to 1961, she appeared twice each on two CBS sitcoms, Mary Loves of Dobie Gills and Bring Up Buddy. Lime also was cast in episodes of NBC's Wichita Hotel and Bat Madison. And on CBS's Gold Pile USMC, her last acting role was on her husband's sitcom, My Three Sons, as Linda, in the 1988 episode, The Grandfathers. Later Life and Death. Here, she and her daughter, Leon, reside in Paradise Valley, Arizona. She was an author of Miracle Healing, God's Call, Terrence Will's A Miracle through Sarah Parker Buckner, Amira, published in 2011. She died in her home in Paradise Valley, Arizona on last Friday. She was 9 years old. The next step, Tom has to John L. Allen Jr. Born that name, he was an American journalist and author who served as the editor of the conflict news website Crocs, formerly hosted by the Boston Globe and now independently funded. Before moving to the Boston Globe, Crocs was established in 2014. Allen worked with 17 years as well in the Boston Watcher, covering the OEC and the pulp for the National Conflict Report. He also served as a senior backend analyst at CNN and featured broadcast coverage in 12 games from 2005 and 2013. I was at St. Francis de Sales Commission of Media at the World Fire Institute, founded by Bishop Robert Barron. He was also author of numerous books about the Catholic Church. He wrote two biographies of Pope Benedict the 16th. He was born on January 20th, 1965. He grew up in Hays, Kansas. He graduated with Communion founded, moving on. Moving on. Thomas More Prep Martin High School. Anyway, in 1983. He received a bachelor's degree in philosophy from Fort Hays State University and a master's degree in religious studies from the University of Kansas. From 1993 to 1997, he taught journalism and oversaw the student rights newspaper. The Night at Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California. His career began with this, During the coverage of the death of Pope John Paul II, Alec Virtue appeared on CNN. He then became a senior navigation analyst at CNN. He was also delivering lectures discussing violation issues in the latest works. In 2014, Alec took up the position as associate editor with the Boston Globe and helped to launch his website Crocs. In 2016, the Globe transferred ownership of the Crocs website is intellectual property to Allen. He now operates the basis of advertising income, syndication and licensing, as well as support from benefactors like that. Allen's wife Elise was also served as a senior correspondent for Crocs and living in Rome. In 2018, as a publication of McQuarrie reports like that, he said that he did not report rumors because if I tired of doing it, to interview one of these guys' bishops, every time I hear something psychologist, that is all I'm doing. I'll be out of the business in a heartbeat. Allen received a number of honorary doctorates from universities. In 2011, he was Doctor of Civil Letters, St. Michael's College. In 2015, Doctor of Humanities, Lewis University at Romeoville, Illinois. Same year was Doctor of Humanities Letters, St. Michael's College in College Detroit. Vermont, something like that. In 2016, Doctor of Humanities Letters in University of Dallas. His illness and death goes like this. He was suffering stomach cancer for 3 years prior to his death in Rome. Last Thursday. He was 61 years old. Anyway. My next step, top has was Guy Lee Harvest Jr. Born that name, he was, Guy Harvest. Anyway. He was an American singer who was, along with his former wife, Robin English, like that. A native of West Texas, like that. Was one of the featured ads in both the ABC and syndicated version of the WebShow. Born rare in Tobacco, Mississippi on September 24th, 1941. Harvest was the son of an officer from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Mississippi at Oxford, and after a 2-year stint in the United States Army, something like that, Harvest decided to try a career in music performer in Hollywood. He had his first break in the appearance of CBS House Party television program hosted by Art Lakeler. Thereafter, he teamed with David Baylock, something like that. As a singing duo of Guy and David, which led a recording by Charter of ABC Records. After the duo disbanded, he was a soloist again, performing Los Angeles nightclubs such as Horn and San Diego, California. It was there he met his future wife and singing partner, Ryan English. The couple wed in January 1969. Later that same year, he joined WebShow as a solo singer by the name The Christmas Episode was filmed. She tried to have Harvest in the show to sing a duet with her. He agreed, and the Ryan appearance was singing World War Toy Trades, when the Harvest became a regular member of the cast. On October 30th, 1977, Roy got adopted mention in the episode Tattletales, their daughter Julie, who would become a elementary school teacher. The next 12 years, Guy Riley, something like that, was one of the most popular ads in the show. Part of the appeal of the ad was the portrayal of Guy Riley, the happy married couple. And the series ended in 1982. Harvest returned to perform the ad, the duties of songwriter and record performer. They both divorced in 1984 after 15 years of marriage, but they still perform together as always concert venues. Harvest also performed with such entertainers as Dinah Shore, Jim Neighbors, with guests on the Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin, Joey Bishop, Mike Douglas programs. Anyway, moving on. In 1986, 1986, anyway, he launched the Christian music ministry, performed throughout the country in churches and other public gatherings. He sang the title song "To Be Yesterdays," the Disney film Benji and Haunted in 1987. From 1990 to 2007, he served as state director of the former U.S. Senator Trent Lott. Harvest and Lott have been friends since the college days home mess. Anyways, he continued to perform in the Resort in Branson, Missouri, the Play Special PBS, or with Ryan at state fairs, college halls, and casinos. In 2002, he married Sarah Sis Lundy. The couple reside in the capital city of Jackson, Mississippi. On January 20th, 2005, conversations with the Anglo Sword, a songwriter for the United States of probably General John Ashcroft on the Missouri, the second incarnation of U.S. President George W. Bush. He died in Oxford, Mississippi, last Thursday. He was 84 years old. My next step talk has to Floyd Villano. Born best Floyd Villano. Known professionally as Uncle Floyd. He was an American television, film, stage performer, probably known for his comedy variety television show, The Uncle Floyd Show, from 1974 to 1998. Villano has a cult following, the 13,000 member fan club. David Bowie and John Lennon consider themselves fans. He also ran from the governor of New Jersey as a write-in candidate from 2009 to 2017. He was born in Paris, New Jersey, Jerry Reno Sr., okay? A jazz trumpeter, and Emily Benito. He grew up in Patterson, Point Pleasant, Island Heights, and Grand Rock. He attended Grand Rock High School, where he produced a music revenue starring the school's general staff. He began his live performance career working as a child tap dancer in LA City, New Jersey. He began his broadcast career with the Friends private radio station while in high school. He had an older brother he was an older brother of Jerry DeMeo and Jimmy DeMeo, who were members of the Basic Cable Band, formerly known as the Max Mark's son. Villano was the uncle of musical theater actress Donna Villano. Okay? Now, okay? His career began with this, The Uncle Floyd Show. Now, The Uncle Floyd Show aired in New Jersey and New York from 1974 to 1998. The show adopted the eventual style of the children's television show, but based on the delivery odd, abrasive, and often adult learning humor that functions as a parody of a genre rather than a commercial kids show. Anyway, but more much of humor that's twist aimed at adults, the style of shows of pedestrian soapy styles from 1950 to 1970s. The show featured characters, comedy, puppetry, some adult audience, some of that publication, music guests, and various PL playing. Wow. Where Villano's puppet sidekicks actually part of puppets while Eagle's financial puppet was named Old Oogie. Wow. He was interact one there with off-camera staff and sidekicks. Local bands such as the Smithereens, the Shades, the Monkey Pop, and R.C.B. Moore, along with such well-known performers as the Romneys, the Misfits, Tiny Tim, Bang Bell, Jan Dean, Peter Tork, Squeeze, David Donhan, Boo Arthur Colt, Joe Jackson, and Cindy Lauper also appear on Villano's program. John Bowie Jarvis for that had made his debut television performance in the show. He also made his debut on UA Columbia Cable TV of New Jersey, now part of Cablevision. On January 29, 1974, began in November 1974, and it aired on UAHF TV, B station WBTV TV New York, broadcasting on channels 68 and 60, okay? Which later became WTVG from WWHT, and the station ownership changed. The show's first cast members in 1974 included Pat Turbo, Bob D. Garrow, known for his groucho Mark Sticks, some of that, and Mark Navin, some of that. The cameramen later members of Scott Gordon, Greg Musty Collin, Richard Snell, Mark from that, sorry. Jim Manuel, Art Looney, Skip Rooney, Charlie Scar, some of that, David Ari Marbard, and Clark the Wonder Dog. The phonograph based on the show, the Uncle Floyd's Studio Show album, was released on the Mercury Records. A number of 45 RBPM singles on the Boyer label was released around 1979 to 1983. He was also released a few CDs as a solo artist. In 1982, the Uncle Floyd show was into the small syndication circuit, which included 17 markets, among them WNBC-TV, Channel 4 in New York, then WTAF TV, Channel 29 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, WPWR-TV, Channel 60 in Chicago, WSBK-TV, Channel 38 Boston, and finally, WHCT-TV, Channel 18 Hartford, aired right after CSTV on WNBC. Anyway, the Canadian show. But anyway, national syndication deal was seen as a huge step forward for the show, which until that point, because it only be viewed and only around New Jersey and New York City, only single UFF TV channel and the Times local cable. From 1983 to 1986, the Uncle Floyd show ran on the statewide PBS network, New Jersey Network, which concerned the 4 channels: WNJS Channel 23 Cameron, WNJN Channel 50 Montclair, something like that, WNJB Channel 58 New Brunswick, and WNJT Channel 52 Trenton. When the show was canceled, the president of Uncle Floyd Show fan club presented the New Jersey Network received $159 backup to be donated to the public broadcasting station on the understanding it will go direct to the show. Starting late 1986, the Uncle Floyd Show was then seen on citywide cable channel CTN, Cable Television Network of New Jersey. Wow. During this time, the show went on various other questions from video, sometimes hosted a music-only show. Wow. Showcasing local bands. Vanillos also hosted a show called Uncle Floyd's New Jersey. Wow. In which he grew up with all his various towns and business and the state. First run production of Uncle Floyd Show ended in 1992 with CTN showing repeats of that channel's demise in 1999. From 1992 to 1996, cast member monthly produced and appeared in a spin-off show entitled The 11th Hour. The show was written and produced by the same team as Uncle Floyd Show. Now, it was broadcast live from studios in Nutley, New Jersey, on the statewide CTN cable network. On the 2 Northern New Jersey public access channels, Cablevision and Swarburn Cablevision in New Jersey and East Orange, later acquired by Comcast Corporation. Now, which I owned back in 2004, so until I got it back in 2014. That was 10 years later. So anyway, that's just a different story for another time. But anyway, in 1998, production of Uncle Floyd Show began at the Cablevision studio in Oakland, New Jersey, where 100 shows were produced and aired on the Cablevision stage system throughout the region. Now, musical guests include Marky Raymond and the Misfits. Although the response was acquired, shows canceled by Cablevision management after the first cycle of episodes. At its peak, the Uncle Floyd Show fan club has 13,000 members. Wow. Now, work goes like this, okay? Now, Vino appeared on several television shows besides from film in New York City, besides from the Uncle Floyd Show. But yeah, including these: Law and Order, 100, Century Street, and Cosby. Now, he was a regular on the satellite radio program called The Wise Guy Show on Wild Dog Comedy on Channel 104, hosted by the former the Spurs cast member Vincent Pasteur. He was best known for performing the jingle as well as a TV commercial for the Frontier V amusement park, the Wild West Sea, located in Bryan Township, New Jersey. A jingle that is still used today by the park. Now, he's also had parts in movies such as Good Morning Vietnam, Crazy People, and Mr. Wonderful. He also shot a scene for One Trick Pony, which was deleted, unfortunately, sadly. But anyway, in 2000, he was to play the part announcer in the Insane Clown Pulse movie, the Big Money, Big Money pronounced the movie wrong, sorry. From 1987 to 2013, he broadcast on WLIP FM 93.5 radio from New Rochelle, New York, pronounced it, sorry. We play a wide range of Italian music in the Sunday afternoon program. Excuse me. The Italian-American Select. He claims he has the largest collection of Italian records in the world. Wow. Anyways, the program was revived on sister station WVRX 1460 AM in September 2018. Wow. Now, for 2011, 2001, to 2004, a fourth restaurant operated out of the Holiday Inn in Wade. Vanilla performed there so nice that he was weak. In April 2014, a fourth squad sale music began on WVOX 460 in New Broadway, New York. It still features records on VL's large professional collection, most of which he found in the thrift shops, yard sales, the car-side garbage piles. The program featured discussions between pilots and he and his co-host about music and artists who recorded here on the show. Now, made him he would work on professionally. They made him spell professionally wrong. Come on, Wikipedia, man, come on. Anyways, also some segments featured random comments and questions submitted by listeners. Beginning in June 2014, second weekly garage sale music program began airing and streaming on Sundays and from 9 to noon over the WFDLU and 89.1 FM in Teaneck, New Jersey. The WTVOX program, and on September 2018, started the Italian-American Sonate format. Now, in January 2014, Vanille began the internet-based radio program, The Uncle Floyd Radio Show, which can be streamed twice a week from the show's website and through the various Shoutcast mobile apps and links. He was selected to be a vocalist when Vince Guardiola's 2020 Corner 8 Misbehaving was replaced by London Ray White's deferred due to Confetti appearance commitment. Wow. He also starred the last authentic American traveling bar square show. He attributed the lost entertainment style of bar square. Again, sorry if I mispronounced it wrong. 2009 to around 2017, he ran for governor of New Jersey as a write-in candidate. Wow. Now, in tributes like this, okay? First band referred Uncle Floyd showed the song with the Johnny York Band, performing in New Jersey. In the early 80s, he recorded 45 RPM single, which he joined the band appeared in the show, which Uncle Floyd said that he was honored and humbled to have the band produce a record about the show. David Bowie, a fan of Vanille's television show, recorded the song Slip Away, his 2002 album, Heathen, as a tribute. The lyrics mention Uncle Floyd as his puppets Oogie and Bones Boy. When asked if he was learning how to show, Bowie replied, John Lennon told me about it. Now, he also mentioned Iggy Pop regularly watching the show. While Berlin in 2002 joined his Heaven album, Bowie said this. It's never a new song. It's about a television hero in America from the 70s that myself and Lennon had Iggy Pop used to watch the afternoons. Crazy guys were very avid and used to love fooling about watching this guy, Uncle Floyd. And the song is called Slip Away. The story is also told throughout 2024 documentary The Flip Side, which features Uncle Floyd. The song before Local Food was Starama and the 1994 album Hi-Fi Sci-Fi. Features the Uncle Floyd show and the lyrics. Okay, makes sense. Now, footage of Favino as Cowboy for Charlie also appeared in this video in the song. This was John Maramba with the Dwayne, New Jersey, and made the first television appearance on the Uncle Floyd show. The Maramba was also recognized the Uncle Floyd show in their song It's Not My Place, It's a 9 of the 5 World. Okay? As well as in the various live appearances, okay? He also remembers guitarist Johnny Ramone with that, but could often be wearing an Uncle Floyd show t-shirt and pictures of the band. While Joey Ramone also wore an Uncle Floyd show button on the leather jacket. Personal life and death. In April 2022, he revealed that he had been diagnosed with cancer in both his bladder and prostate. In July 2023, he suffered a stroke and was hospitalized. A full recovery is expected. Last Friday, he announced his barber had passed away. Jerry Rivera had announced his barber had passed away the previous day, which is yet last Thursday. He was 74 years old. And the last death topic has to do with Roger Allers. Born that name, he was best known as American film director, screenwriter, animator, storyboarder, and playwright. Now, I was going to do it last week, but I couldn't do it. So there you go. Let's do it this week. But he was best known for co-directing Disney animation's The Lion King in 1994, the highest grossing traditional animated film of all time, and for writing the Broadway adaptation of the same name. Now, he also directed the Sony Pictures Animation's feature-length animated film, Out Open Season in 2006, and adaptation of the podcast. He was born on June 29th, 1949, right in New York, but raised in Scottsdale, Arizona. Also became a fan of animation at the age of 5 after seeing Peter Pan from Disney in 1953. Thus he wanted to be pursuing a career in animation and work alongside Walt Disney. A few years later, he set up to Disneyland for doing his self-animation kit. However, as always, by then high school student, grew up discouraged about achieving his dream and being an animator when he heard about Disney's death in 1966. I'm surprised at what happened. Despite not getting a chance to meet Walt Disney, unfortunately, Allers was pressed to receive a $5 degree in Arizona State University. However, when he attended a class at Harvard University, he realized that his interest in animation had been reinvigorated. After receiving his degree in fine arts, he spent the next 2 years traveling and living in Greece at all costs. While there, he spent time living in a cave. Eventually met Leslie, some of that, who he later married. As a young adult, Allers accepted a job at Weisberger Studios, where he worked as an animator for projects such as Sesame Street, The Electric Company, Make-A-Wish, and various other commercials. In 1978, he relocated to Los Angeles with Steven Wagensberger, some of that, to work on feature films titled Animal Lambics in 1980, some of that, where she portrayed story work, character design, and animation for the film. 3 years later, Allers work served as a part of the storyboard team for Tron, which is first fragile feature-length film we worked on. In 1980, the same year that animatronics came out, Allers and the family moved to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which he worked for Nevada Studios, which is now defunct, sadly. As an animator of the feature titled Rock and Roll in 1983. Following a brief return to Los Angeles, he portrayed character design, product animation, story development in the Japanese and American co-produced animated feature Little Nemo, and Adventures in Summerland in 1989. For the next 2 years, he resided in Tokyo to serve an animating director overseeing the Japanese artists. He returned to Disney, goes like this, career Disney. Anyway, returned to Los Angeles in 1985. He heard that Disney was looking for a storyboard artist to work on Albert Company in 1988. When he applied with the job, Albert was asked to draw some sample character models to sheets of tryout and work on a portfolio. He was hired shortly thereafter. Since then, he was served as a storyboard artist on The Little Mermaid in 1989, The Prince and the Pauper in 1990, and the rest was Down Under the same year. For Beauty and the Beast in 1991, he's appointed head of the story, leading a team of story artists to illustrate sketch with Linda Wangsburg's screenplay. Wow. When Beauty and the Beast was nearly finished, Hours joined the King of the Jungle project as a director alongside George Swamus for that. He temporarily left the project to help storyboard sequence for Aladdin in 1992. In October 1991, Hours rejoined the Jungle, King of the Jungle, something like that, which recruited Brendan Chapman, which would become the film's head of story, something like that. Afterwards, some of the late lead crew members included Hours, Grabner, Chapman, production designer Chris Sayers, who later became the career genius and director behind Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, that is. Take a safari trip to Kenai, or best known as Kenai, let me see. The Republic of Kenai, that's the country's name, but I'm sorry about that. In order to study, gain an impression of the environment of the film. After 6 months of story development work, Scrimber decided to leave the project. Wow, okay. And he disagreed with the decision to turn the film into a musical. Oh my god. Oh man, anyway. And Scrimber's intention was to make a documentary-like film more focused on natural experience. Why? Yeah. Following the discussion's departure of Disney and the establishment of the original story, he, along with Don Hahn, Chris Sanders, Chaplin, and Beauty and the Beast directors Kirk Wise and Gary Trousdale, received a new story outline the film over the course of 2 days in February 1992. In April of 1992, Rob Minkoff, feature director of Stuart Little's 1 and 2, was added as a co-director. The title was changed to The Lion King in 1994. Now, following the release of The Lion King in 1994, Hours and writer Matthew Jacobs conveyed the idea of his Kingdom and Son, and development of the project went underway in the same year in 1994. Meanwhile, the Disney Group began production of Broadway musical adaptation of Lion King, as they were done with the Beauty and the Beast in the same year. The first schedule, Hours joined the Broadway production team. Anyway, and together with Lion King co-screenwriter Irene Manchi, something like that, they wrote in Roberto at the 50 seconds won that Tony Awards. Sorry about that. But anyway, both Hours and Manchi were nominated the Tony Award for the Best Book in the Musical. Wow. Okay? The musical itself won the Tony Award for Best Musical. Okay? That's good. After nearly 4 years of Kingdom and Son, Hours decided to lead the project due to the creative differences of Mark Daniel and Peter Sider, then president of Animation Disney. And later the project would rework on Ember's New Groove in 2000, and now it's working on Lilo and Stitch 2002 as a story artist. In 2001, he was approached by Howard to direct the short film, The Magic Girl, in 2006. Wow. The project went through 2 years of work. It was planned to be attached to the proposed Fantasia 2006 film. It was however included in bonus feature in the Mermaid Prime Edition DVD, sadly. Now, I have the copy, so there you go. And the 79th Academy Awards, The Little Match Girls was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animation Short Film. Meanwhile, Hours pitched the Celtic folk ballad tablet to Michael Eisner, who at the time was incorporated with the struggle with Roy E. Disney. Once Eisner recognized the project was Disney's baby, he declined to greenlight the project. I'm sorry, but yeah. Now, post-Disney, his post-Disney career began with this. In May 2003, it's announced that... Okay, sorry everyone. And by the Hours and Brendan Chapman would direct Tamlin for Sony Pictures Animation. Now, what does it mean as? However, 1 year later, Hours recruited as the animation director on an open season in 2006. Alongside director Jill Cullen and co-director Anthony Scavity. And featured their voice talents of Martin Lawrence and Ashton Kutcher. In January 2012, it was announced that Hours will oversee the narrative structure, as well as the supervisor of the production, the animated adaptation of the process. In May 2014, a work in progress version of the Progress 2014 film was created at the Cannes Film Festival and was given a limited release in August 2015. He married Leslie Agerson in 1977. In March 2020, Hours filed a divorce with Agerson. Wow. They have a daughter, Lee, and a son, Aiden. He died at his home in San Domingo, California on January 17th, 2026. That was last Sunday. He was 76 years old. Now, we're going to do a one-side special cards and not 1, not 2, but 7 depth topics right now. Thank you. Recipes to some people that I mentioned. Now let's move on to the other news of the day. And that is, of course, the following. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are teaming up again. This will be a reunion that Kenan and Kel were looking for horror comedy. Kenan and Kel meet Frankenstein. Okay, Mr. Smoke anyway. The duo have begun making fans laugh since the mid-90s. And are excited to share the latest project. Kenan and Kel meets Frankenstein. Now, Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell have been collaborating countless times over the last 3 decades, for their All That origins to Kenan and Kel and Good Burger and more. The two are coming together once again for a new horror film, Kenan and Kel meets Frankenstein. Okay? Now, the horror comedy is set to film this summer. And we'll see the two starring, they're producing, it's co-produced by Artists to Artists and Renegade Media Partners. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are bringing their comedic collaboration back to the big screen. This is the January 20th episode of Good Sports, featuring a surprise as Mitchell, 47 years old. Joy Thompson, also the same age as Mitchell, but Kel Mitchell. Anyway. On the Prime Video Sports Talk Show, that wasn't only the surprise in store at all costs. However, above all that, announcing that their new film, the duo starring and produced Kenan and Kel meets Frankenstein. Modern horror comedy co-produced by Artists and Range Media Partners. Okay? On the production of the film set to begin this summer. Okay? Now, Kel and I have always loved finding new ways to work together. And this project felt like this perfect mix of nostalgia, comedy, and something completely unexpected, to said Thompson. We're excited to bring a fresh take of the classic monster story and having some fun doing it. Now, okay, that makes more sense anyway. coming back together as always feel natural. And this led up to tap into everything possible, okay? Everything people love and about the Demonic Duel while trying something totally new at Mitchell. It's funny, scary, it's got a great ride. It's probably the classic Abbott and Costello monster films. The film will follow two delivery drivers while routine drop-off takes a terrible turn when they arrive at the creepy castle and accidentally awaken Frankenstein's monster, turn their normally night into a fight for survival. All starring the film are as follows: Brian Kavanaugh Jones, Carter Swan, an artist known as Predator John Bryan Jr., the script was written by Jonah Fagel. First was Albert Coyle, then Paul Ryer, Keenan Kel, said Ryan. Then Shaun the Dead meets Scooby-Doo. Okay, makes sense anyway. Now, the pair spoke with people in 2023 after uniting for Good Burger 2. After recalling their friendship after going distance as adults. Now, according to Saturday Night mainstay at the time, is why expect even allowed them to grow close again, but it has been ridiculously too long. Mitchell was compared their time apart and the experience of childhood friends who go off to college. We call it a game-changing phone call that previously occurred between the two that immediately put them back on the right track. I think we had a conversation on the phone one time. I remember that conversation that Game Shaker's Autumn said. We talked at least about 1 hour or two. It just was like, yeah, man, we're talking about everything. This bond was there, which I would think is awesome. It's cool to see the dynamic as adults, Kid Kel as adults. Now, Thompson said the friendship is more solid than it ever was, if that was ever even possible, okay? We were so bonded when we were young because we spent so much time working. And we spent so much time hanging out together as well. Because we are similar to our families, we're so close, he shared. But now, since it's been a departure and a return, it's like there will never be another departure. I agree. Now, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. We already experienced the Mysteries Hub. Well, where is it? Well, if I were involved with that, you off, and you did this. We see what that is. Now, Keenan Thompson added this. Now, there's no fear in it, and there's no feeling of we're missing out on any kind of thing or whatever. It's such a pleasure not guaranteed. Somebody's got your back, feeling, and they give a moment in the room. Everything's just easy. And that's all of this news report. Now let's move on to the other news some recaps of what's going on this past week. Okay? Megadeth is the new album is finally here, folks. Now, I listened to the album for all the way through in the theater, and I saw it. And if you go back to my sneak peek previews last Thursday, you're missing out. Okay? I went to the theater, and mostly it got over 30 views on my main channel. Thank you very much, and it got me a lot of heartbeat when it comes to watching it. And I did a review about it, and I gave praise to Dave Mustaine when it comes to make me see Megadeth behind the mask. It was awesome. So, round of applause to Dave Mustaine for their final album. But let's get some news about that, okay? Let's talk about it right now. It was the 17th and final studio album by American thrash metal band Megadeth, produced by Dave Mustaine and Chris Rackstraw. The album was released on last Friday, which is also the day, 6 years to the day of Jim Larry's passing. But anyway, it was Megadeth's only album with guitarist Vimo Mazzari. and the first ever since 2009's Endgame to feature bassist James Romento. The album was announced in August 2025. It's released and is accomplished by the band's farewell tour. 4 singles released, starting with the lead single Tipping Point, followed by I Don't Care, Let It Be Shred, and Puppet Parade. The album was released mixed positive reviews from critics, which I thought was amazing, but okay. Why? In production-wise, in December 2024, frontman Dan Mustaine announced on Twitter, stated that production of the album was underway from producer Chris Bradshaw at the time, and another member of the band was away from the studio due to the holiday season. Although he and Timbo Manzari were working on new music, okay? Remotely. The album is Manzari's only appearance in Megadeth studio album. Mustaine was on said the members would meet up in the studio to record the album a couple weeks after Christmas, okay? By June 2025, the album was near completion and Mustaine shared another social media post in his recording vocals. This is heartbreaking accordingly. Professionally stating this, Megadeth was formally announced on August 14th, 2025, social media trailer featuring band mascot Vic Railhead. Okay? As well as a press release from Mustaine. Both stated the record would be the band's last. It was accomplished by the band's farewell tour. The album was released on the same 6 years of the day of the late Jim Lehre's passing. January 23rd, 2026, which was last Friday. The tour will take place throughout the year. In the past 5 years. I will talk more about that in the future episodes of CrazyBunch's WebShow to come. Okay? Well, the album was eventually announced without a title, unfortunately. The band revealed its cover art. I have it in the mail the past 2 days. 22nd, 23rd. Go check out my box videos. So yeah, it just so happens anyway. We expect a burying Vic Railhead. I feel scared about this, but it just makes my mind bleed. Anyways, the album's lead single Tipping Point was announced on September 25th, 2025. A 30-second clip music video was announced recorded. The single was released on October 3rd, okay? Well, the music video released on the same day. The album's second single, I Don't Care, was released on November 14th. The third single, Let It Be Shred, released on December 19th. And the fourth single, Puppet Parade, was released on 1 month later. Title of the songs from the record was slowly revealed over the course of the few days in October. In addition to 10 main tracks, 2 bonus tracks have been made in the album. I have 1 bonus track, unfortunately. So that's just me. These include a cover of Metallica's Ride the Lightning album, by the album song, so which Mustaine co-wrote, and Bloodlust, which will be available exclusively on version on purchase at Target stores. Now, I'm going to download this song, but that's just me. Now, critical acclaim goes like this, okay? Megadeth received great mixed and positive reviews from critics. On the review of Metacritic, it holds an average score of 63 out of 100 based on 8 critic reviews, according to great favorable reviews. Now, it has some standard additions. I do have a bonus track inside of all of these in my house somewhere. Tipping Point was one of them. I Don't Care was another one of them. Hey God was another one of them. Let It Be Shred was another one of them. Puppet Parade is another one. Next is Another Bad Day. Next is Made to Kill, Obey the Call, I Am War, and last note was the Stereo Edition. Now, bonus track includes Puppet Parade, not Puppet Parade, no. Last to Collide Like Lightning, Metallica cover. That is a 47-minute, 13-second long song. And I thought we had a instrumental version of Last Note that is included in the song. And that is a huge bait out. And that is a 5-minute, 31-second song. And that's an instrumental version of the Japan music bonus track. The Target Edition bonus track has Bloodlust, written by the following: Stay, Manazari, and Miss Mary Elvin Clement. It's a 3-minute, 47-second long video song. It's a 50-minute, 58-second long thing. And finally, the Spanish Digital Edition bonus track has the following: Nobody's Hero was written by Mistake and Chris Rayshaw. It was a bonus track to be featured in the final album, the digital edition Spanish track. So there you go. The personal as follows. Liner notes as following: Dave Mistake, guitar, some vocals, production, and engineering. Timo Manazari, guitars and initial production and engineering. James Rasmaro, bass guitar and backing vocals. And finally, Dirk pronounce his last name, sorry. Verbarian, drums. Initial Chris Rexall, production and engineering. Campbell Young, engineering assistance. And Isabel Cabral, engineering assistance. Matt mixing, and finally Janet Lansing mastering. I wonder if they still do that today. Let me see. He's still doing it today since 1976. Good. He's been doing a lot of hard work doing albums since the 70s. He's been doing way more. He's like, man, he's doing Eagles album over Hotel California, so he's been doing a lot lately. Bob Woodling sadly retired since then, so I don't think he does much. So there you go. I'm not going to read much. Now, for the last one I'm going to read is Super Mario Galaxy movie Nintendo Direct and Readouts. I reacted to it earlier today, but here we go. Yoshi, Mario, and the Dinosaur. Anyway, Nintendo revealed a new trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie during the weekend's surprise Nintendo Direct. Shows off Yoshi and several other classic characters making their big screen debut. Okay, now, here we go. Hosted by legendary creator of Mario, Scario, how do you pronounce the last name? Anyway, my Tommy or something like that. Short presentation began quickly as a standard look as Mario Luigi motorbiking over the desert from that. As the C movie previous trailer, door had this location familiar to anyone who played Super Mario Odyssey. Wow. The third pyramid in Sand Kingdom. Tasked with unblocking the large rat pipe, Mario Luigi power with fire flowers and head darkness as Mario's famous underground music plays. The bars reach the block pipe, which is something inside is Yoshi, who talks. Okay. That makes more sense. Anyway, Yoshi gets a full review. Now, rather than a tough looking enemy, the brothers will expand the fight. Now Yoshi is shown to be a very fearful as Mario and Luigi. The later shots of the trailer make clear that the demons down quickly became a part of the game. If you watch the previous Super Mario Bros. Movie, which I saw in theaters 3 years ago, go check out my sneak peek previous episode about that, and of course the reaction videos of the Nintendo Direct videos on my main channel. Go check it out. Anyway, you know that Yoshi's appearance have been fed the film's post-credit scene. I watched it once and it's a great movie. No kidding. Anyways, which features green Yoshi egg between the crack open. Anyway, today's trailer also gave us our first scene of how Yoshi was sound, as he was able to mumble a few words as well as he called out his name. Wow. The trailer really continues a montage of shots featuring Mario, Peach, and Fairy in lava field area that looks like a Bowser's Castle level. Now, We also see a toad gobbled by Morris Cheap, who was saved by Luigi wearing a quasi fog suit power-up. Here's Yoshi seeing his new artwork in the movie. Now, see here is Yoshi with Mario. Newly released poster of the Super Mario Galaxy movie showing Mario on top of Yoshi. Him is great as Nintendo and emulation. Now, that's what it is. Now, Burrow, Monster, and Mario, we confirm. Okay? Another quick montage shots from give us a first look about a Burrow, okay? We'll show angry flying eggs. A peach. Wow. Now, the princess shields herself as using a parasol. Wow. For a split second, we see monsters with that. Real deep cut character that players of Super Mario Bros. 2 recognize as one boss from the game. Whatever's going on here makes sense to see. We see Mario and Monster together in the same sequence. As both appear in Super Mario Bros. 2, set in the world subcon. As Peach giving out his own side quest that to complete here. And in the film, while Mario and Luigi are off the same kingdom, I don't know. The next clip also shows our first look at Slab in the big screen, which fires prodigies of Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. Now, see here is Burrow. I can't show that. Hang on. Gonna scroll down. Now it's Burrow. See here, and you have Burrow, Peach, and Monster. That's to see here. But yeah. Now, Baby Luigi and Baby Mario are back. Wow. Now, the trailer concludes with Yoshi clutching a gun. It looks like a similar to SNES from that Super Scope with co-hosts Baby Luigi and Baby Mario. What's going on here? The group is shown facing off against the T-Rex, which looks straight out to Super Mario Odyssey. That's a wow. Now, the group is showing up to be okay, move on. Today's Nintendo wrap up this quick recap of Yoshi's history throughout Nintendo's games of the past, and then check into Chris Majwali Boston Animation Studio emulation. Super Mario Galaxy movies animation work is now fully completed. Malware revealed, and the film is now in post-production. And as working movies, sound, and music continues, views in Super Mario Galaxy games are being recorded for the film's soundtrack and using a 70-piece orchestra. Wow. Now, new voice actors confirmed. Imagine Nintendo did not name the actors to provide Yoshi's vocals. Or any new addition to the film's voice cast with that. Now, Rosalita and Bowser Jr. will also sit the trailer out completely. That is unfortunate, and yeah. At the beginning of the focus back in November, and I'll talk about that during my reaction in November on my Rumble. Go check it out. Anyway, during the movie's previous dedicated Nintendo Direct. Wow. The review was in, and they confirmed the Space Princess will be voiced by Marvel star Brie Larson. Yes, I mean, the same trailer also announced that Bowser Jr. will be voiced by Benny Safdie. Wow. That's also unfortunate. But Safdie and Larson are joined by all the same major cast members in the first movie. Chris Pratt as Mario, Anna Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, and Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek. Now, previously we heard word that the movie will feature some Nintendo characters that are really deep cuts. And fans have speculated that this plot may finally confirm the well-hit heritory around Peach's and Wilson's origins. Super Mario Galaxy movie will now land in theaters April Fool's Day. I talked about this during my reaction. I thought it was April 3rd for some reason. Go check it out in my RoboCount where you began a chance. 2 days earlier than they first announced. Wow. The next one with other international releases. I was in shock when I first heard about this. I'm like, wow, did not know this. Good job. It was exciting, you know. So with that, and with that note, that's all the news for today. That will wrap up this Crazy Bunch Web Show episode number 142. Hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be a brand new episode of Crazy Bunch Web Show from 143, which is going to be the first one for my dad's birthday, which is on February 1st of this year. It was also the first for LJP CBM month. Looking forward to you to see that, and it's also the big 19th anniversary for LJP CBM. Hope you get ready, but for now, till next time, so just my baby, coming up next, will be another Bedtime Stories episode number 771 on a book called Great Dane's Big Safari Adventures. Till next time, so just my baby, out. See ya.